A1.3, forms of notation used to design IT systems. So the first one you have is system diagram. A system diagram is a visual representation that shows the components of a system and how they are connected. So block diagrams are most common for IT at this level, uses simple blocks to show the main parts of a system and how they connect. Typically, this is going to be input, process, output, storage. That's typically what you would need for a block diagram at this level. Now, we have network diagram as well, which shows how devices in a computer network are connected. We have data flow diagram, shows the movement of data through the system, so where the data has to actually go for it to get to its destination. So this is an example of a block diagram. This is a relatively detailed one, but simple enough for most people to understand, I think. So have a look at that. Click on the image. You can go through and have a look at this as well. Next, we have a network diagram. This is going to be more detailed. So if in the exam you're ever asked to create a diagram to show the systems, I will double check that if this is going to come up, but this is typically what you would have to create, something that looks like this. You don't have to draw the icons perfectly. In the past, what I've done, I've simply put a box and labeled it. So for example, printer, PC, laptop, internet, cloud, a VPN, whatever it is, you label it with a box. But and next we have a data flow diagram here as well. These are just examples. So have a quick click on the link, go through to these websites and have a look at them in more detail. So what is a flowchart? So flowchart is a visual representation. It uses shapes and arrows to show the steps in a process. It shows the flow, so the arrows connect the shapes and show the order in which the things happen. It uses shapes for different things. For example, the oval is used to start and stop the process. Rectangles are actions or steps in the process. Diamonds, decisions that need to be made. So that's a yes or no. I'll show you guys an example of a flowchart soon. So benefits of flowcharts: making complex processes easy to understand visually, improving communication and collaboration, finding bottlenecks and inefficiencies, documenting processes clearly, increasing efficiency and reducing errors. More or less the same for all forms of algorithm designed to be fair, but I think the flowchart is one of them that's just nice and easy to understand, and many people prefer this to other forms. Here is the example of the shapes in a flowchart. I copied this from the BBC Bite-Size website. So these are the shapes that you would use. As I said before, the oval is start and stop, the parallelogram is input and output, the diamond is decision, the rectangle represents a process, and the arrow just shows the flow of where things should be going. And here we have an example of a flowchart. So it says start, input, which is the best subject. So this is where the program starts at the very top, and the flow is going to be go down to the first one. It says input, so it's going to ask the user to input something or ask the user to type in something, which is the best subject. It's going to say, does the answer equal computer science? So the users entered the thing, they press enter on the keyboard, for example. The computer is going to check, is the answer actually equal to computer science? If it's a no, what's going to happen is going to go to the right here, and it's going to say output, try again, and go all the way back to the top. Hopefully you guys can see my mouse moving on screen. If not, I'm really sorry. If it says yes, it's going to go to the bottom and it says output. Of course it is, and the program is going to stop. This is a really simple, silly one, just to quickly show you what flowcharts actually look like. And this is how you would convert the flowchart I just showed you to some Python 3 code. I'm not going to go over this right now because we're not at the Python 3 programming section yet, but I'm just going to leave it on screen. You guys can go ahead and download it. You guys can copy it just to see how it works in real time rather than just looking at the diagram. Okay, so coming up next we have peripheral devices. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Hopefully that was helpful.